Okay, I'm done.
All right.
That's just so I can sync them later.
Oh, got
The
it.
video to the audio.
Cool. All set?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. Cool. Cool. Let's just start off real quick with some personal and professional info. Name, age, title, company.
Yes, my name is Carlo Rosauro. I'm 36 years old. My title is I am a facilities manager for Chipotle Mexican Grill.
Awesome. Did you go to college?
I did some college. I went to technical school.
Oh, okay.
In the Air Force, yeah.
Very cool.
When I was in the Air Force from 2000 to 2006, I basically advanced in electrical power production, which was the trade I was in.
Oh, okay.
Through the Community College of the Air Force. So that was a 2-year degree. So I guess yes, a 4-year degree. I'm still pursuing that.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
With ASU. So
Cool. What's that? What field of study?
it's going to be in business.
Business.
Yeah. So it's kind of general. If I want to change it, I can do it later on. But where I'm at now, I want to do it in business, just because there's some other things I'd probably like to explore later down the road outside of facilities.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, and that's awesome, and I think that's going to be a perfect perspective, for this interview.
Sure.
So, explain a little bit in detail what trade you work in now and what your average week looks like.
Sure. Well, I'm in facilities management now in the fast casual restaurant industry, Chipotle. We have about 2,500 stores company-wide, but here in Arizona, we're almost at about 90 stores. We're getting up there, and my job primarily is to oversee the facilities aspect of every restaurant here in Arizona. So whether it's electrical, plumbing, assistance with new construction, warranty repairs for new builds, and any trade work that involves the kitchen equipment, anything that operates in the store. Between myself and our vendors, we take care of that and ensure that the restaurant moves smoothly and operates the way it should. And my week is really active. It's always an early day. We start early. If you are in the restaurant industry, you have to start early to be productive, just because the stores, in particular Chipotle, we prep our food, we get everything ready, we cook, and we have to make sure everything is ready to go by the time we open at 10:45 in the morning, and be sustainable throughout the day, and then wash, rinse, repeat for the next day. So typically for a facilities guy, we usually always start at 5 a.m., sometimes sooner if we have large projects going on in the store, if we're replacing pieces of equipment, or if it's a more invasive repair that we have to do, and then we time that out and make sure we get in earlier. So between that and also doing our ownership audits, our facility site audits, so that's also what we do. A facility site audit, in short, is kind of like an inspection, and it's a way for us to gauge where the team stands with their cleanliness and their ownership in a store. So if a team isn't doing so well, they have opportunities, we're here to help them identify that and how they can correct it. If a store is doing really well and they have few opportunities, we commend that, and we kind of go over what they're doing well and how to sustain that, and not drop off, as well as whatever other small opportunities they may have. So within cleanliness, we're making sure that the stores are clean, inspecting from wall to wall, make sure the stores are clean, make sure that the equipment is being taken care of, nothing is broken, and make sure that they're not passing by things and just letting them go. Mm-hmm. They identify it and they take care of it. It's kind of like that thing we saw earlier. Hey, don't let the trash. If you see this trash built up, take it out.
Take it out.
Yeah, exactly. So
Jake, toss me one of those pens, would you?
Yep.
Very cool, and I know exactly what you mean about starting early.
right.
Yeah.
So in a nutshell, yeah, our days start always early, 5 a.m. We work till the afternoon. Some days we end early, just depending on our workload, depending on how many work orders we have through our work order system, through Service Channel, and we make our own schedule. So the good thing is we kind of plan our week out prior to, put everything on our calendar. That way we have a blueprint of where we're going that week, Monday through Friday.
Are you in complete control of that? Like what stores are done?
Yes.
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome.
So as a facility member, I'm in complete control, and the guys that I manage as well, they're in complete control. There's obviously a level of accountability, so that way we put everything on a calendar. That way everybody knows where they're supposed to be, what they're doing. Mm-hmm. But things come up as facilities, so If an emergency pops up, things happen. That's the way it is. We can move it around. So nothing is ever concrete. Which is what I'm saying is that things can be adjusted.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice. How'd you get into this job?
In facilities, well, I was in the Air Force from 2000 to 2006, so I was essentially in a trade. I was in electrical power production, which was running mobile generator sets for Air Force Base, as well as doing hydraulic aircraft arresting systems, barrier systems. So basically, like if you watch that movie Top Gun, when they're landing on the aircraft carrier and then the hook comes out and grabs that cable, that's what we did for the Air Force.
Cool.
Yeah, so that was a cool part of the job.
Yeah, right.
And then like the generators, that has the electrical component to it. So we worked really hand in hand with electricians. So after my time in the military, my first job was working for St. Luke's Medical Center as a maintenance tech. And when I got out of the military, I wanted to stay somewhat in that relative career path, but I just didn't know how. So it was just me kind of interviewing with different companies, seeing what they did and how I would fit in with that. And when I worked for St. Luke's Medical Center, they have a plant operation there. They have a boiler plant. They have generators. So it kind of fit in and matched. And then while I was there, I apprenticed with one of the longest tenured maintenance guys there. He had been with St. Luke's. He's probably still there now, Frank. And he had been with St. Luke's for probably 20 years. So he's one of those old guys that knows all the tricks in the book. Knows how to get do things and get it to work. And then I just followed his work schedule, how he worked, and it was good. It was a good thing for me because I got out of the military. I think I was I got out in 17. I was about 23 at the time. So I was relatively younger, so it was kind of nice to be behind a guy that had the work ethic and then also kind of knew like the ins and outs of equipment. Mm-hmm. So I was there. I was with St. Luke's Medical Center or just in that, with that company, with IASIS for 7 years. And then after my time with them, that's when I joined Chipotle. I kind of feel like I hit my ceiling with the healthcare facilities aspect of it. There was not really any room for me to grow. And Chipotle came about. A friend of mine told me about the position. I applied for it, and it was a good fit because Chipotle is, a relatively younger company, and I like the flexibility of being able to go to visit different teams at different stores.
Yeah, not stay in one spot.
Exactly. So I'm having an impact on different stores and teams, and it's also challenging. So when things are challenging, they're also rewarding, right? Because when you face that challenge or you complete the challenge, you're like, wow, I did that. That's awesome. I took care of that. I feel good about myself that I finished that. So I think Chipotle is just or even just any kind of fast casual industry. Anytime you're in that, it's very fast paced, but it's very rewarding at the same time. And that's how I enjoy it. You don't get complacent.
Yeah, of course.
And that's why I've been with Chipotle for 6 years, is because we're always challenging each other.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said about that. Being able to be challenged in your career instead of just
I think in facilities in general, you enjoy it because it's a hands-on job. You get to work with your hands. But as a facility manager, in my case, I get to work with my hands, but I also get to manage people and work with like-minded people in Chipotle or the fast casual, segment. So it allows me to just, I never feel like I'm kind of tired of this, or I'm now 6 years and I'm happy as ever.
Yeah. So it stops like the burnout, if you will.
Exactly.
Getting complacent and just super familiar and exhausted with the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's days where I want to choke somebody out. A couple people.
I think I have those days too.
Get my hands around them, but that's expected.
Yeah.
If it's not a surprise when you expect it.
Sure.
So I think for me, it's like I always expect these things to happen. Mm-hmm. When, I don't know, but I know that things will never go as you plan.
Of course.
So you have to just kind of roll with the punches in that respect. But yeah, it's been really rewarding.
Nice.
I'd say. Yeah.
So now, did you know what a facility manager did before Chipotle? Like, have you had experience in that?
I did. Yes, I did. I had an idea because I've had friends that were in the career field So they kind of told me about it prior to that.
Cool.
So they let me know like kind of what the career encompasses for sure.
Awesome. Very good. So what would you say, and I think you might have covered this
Sure.
in a couple of the answers that
Sorry,
you
I
gave.
might have like kind of gone off kilter.
No, it's all right.
20 questions in one.
No, I encourage that. So what would you say the absolute favorite parts of your job is?
The absolute favorite parts of my job would be the teams, putting the teams in a better position than before I showed up. Meaning that you get the satisfaction of knowing that you made their life that much easier. That's probably the best part of my job.
Yeah.
Is removing obstacles for them. And not, it's not even for the recognition. If they recognize and say, that's awesome too, which they do for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the satisfaction of knowing that I can go home that day feeling like I made repairs. It doesn't even have to be a hands-on repair, but I just did something. I showed them something. Maybe it was a cleaning thing. Hey guys, check this out. This is how we can get rid of this gigantic stain, or how we can make your little life. And then they're like, "Whoa, we never thought about that shit. That's awesome." Like, wow, I didn't even know we do it that way. So I think that's the most satisfying part of the position. And then the food, of course. So the food,
Yeah,
eating
absolutely.
at Chipotle, I love the food. I was a big fan of Chipotle even before I worked for them.
Mm-hmm.
I first knew about Chipotle all the way back in 2005, actually when I first moved to Arizona. And at the time, I knew about Chipotle just because they had one right down the street from the Air Force Base. And I was like, wow, this is really awesome. They were the only, at the time, they kind of pioneered the build your own kind of segment.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was really cool that you just got this gigantic burrito filled with whatever you want. So I was really familiar even before I joined the company.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so definitely the feeling, the best part of my job would definitely be the teams getting what they need and being happy about it. I guess another thing would be when we do a lot of these remodels and we put new equipment in and we do some of the upgrades and stuff, and you go in there and you finally see the finished product. That's really satisfying as well,
Yeah.
especially for older stores. So a lot of the older stores, like they've been working with just an older store. They have their dining room, their back of house equipment, their flooring, all that stuff is over time has taken some punishment from the employees and from the customers. So when you get them brand new equipment or you replace something in their dining room, whether it's a remodel partially or full, that's really satisfying, especially for teams that work hard and they've been busting their butt.
You ever look at like before and after pictures? And
Yeah,
stuff?
oh yeah.
That's cool.
We actually did one over at South Mountain, store 1079, and I was just there the other day and I walked in and I saw all the galvanized aluminum, the barn siding, and I was like, whoa, it was like, actually, I mean, you don't think of it because you see it so many times before, but after they replace everything with a new barn siding, you're like, wow, this really makes a huge difference. So
That's cool, and
Yeah.
it's that's like a lot of a lot of the people I asked this question to
Sure.
in the trades had a very similar answer.
Mhm.
It was being able to make a difference, being able to step back and see something that you contributed to, you
Right.
created, and also being able to help people.
Yeah, one thing I always note with facilities specifically is that outside of the operations team, the people that are actually cooking the food, we're really the only other department that I feel that are actually in the stores as well,
Mhm.
physically.
Suppose that's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, we have other, we have real estate, we have other, departments. Any company has multiple departments that are
Mhm.
running. You have your IT departments, all that. But I feel facilities on a daily basis are the most active outside of operations being in the stores. So because of that, we kind of have a duty not only to do what we have to do for our job to repair and make upgrades and just get their stores better to where they need to be, but also interacting with the team.
Right.
So that's the other rewarding part about it. Now that I think about it, is that you're interacting with the team and they see you physically in there, doing the work side by side with them.
Yep.
Neck
Yep.
and neck.
Which there's a lot to be said about that.
So
I mean,
the camaraderie aspect
Yeah.
of it as well. So I think that's really another thing that makes you feel you don't get complacent as far as being in facilities. Is that you get to see you see people or maybe as a general manager you've known for years, and maybe you hadn't seen them in a couple of months because you had no reason to go to their store to make a repair, or maybe they were off, and you see them again. It's like seeing an old friend. So that's kind of the good part of being in facilities too.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna pause for a second. Just want to make sure this. I get this weird anxiety sometimes. That stuff isn't recording.
yeah.
You know what
we
I mean?
went like an entire hour of it,
Yeah,
right?
No, it looks like we're good.
You go an
You know, because
entire
it's
hour.
happened before, right? Everyone's
Yeah.
had that one circumstance where it's like,
What's that
You know.
movie? Have you ever seen that? Not Executive Decision. The one with the, the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he's like a Jamie Lee Curtis.
oh, is it Total
Total Recall.
not Total Recall.
Jamie Lee Curtis and Tom Arnold, or whatever his name is, or what's that guy's name? He's kind of a funny guy, but he's like he looks like a regular dad. He works at the bank, but he's really like an assassin. Remember?
I don't remember that. I don't
What's
remember
that name of the movie now?
That was gonna bug you, huh?
I gotta look it up. Let me look this up real quick. Am I okay to look it up?
Oh yeah, you're good. You're good. We got plenty of time.
Let me look this up. Because why do I keep thinking of executive decision when it's not? True Lies.
True Lies, right?
So there's a part.
Thanks for the payment.
Oh yeah. True Lies is so there's a part in True. So the bad guy in True Lies is the Crimson Jihad, the terrorist, right?
Yeah.
The guy with like kind of long. He's bald with like kind of longer
God, I haven't
curly
seen that
hair.
movie in years.
There's a part where you know like terrorists before they do something like whatever they're gonna do their criminal act. They record themselves before they do it. You know, like ISIS, they'll record like before they off the guy. There's a part in that movie where the guy's recording it, and this is so we're gonna do this to the country if you don't give us the ransom. Blah blah. The guy's videotape stops recording because he runs out of battery. But he just keeps going as if it still has battery in it. And then the guy, the main leader, he's like, "What's your problem? Like, what's going on?" And he grabs you like, "You idiot!" He's like, "Yeah, I've been talking this entire time, and you pretending you were recording this, and you weren't even recording anything. Like, why didn't you say anything?"
Oh, that's funny. God, now
So that kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah,
part.
I do. I get that anxiety. I don't know, man. All right, let's see. Where was I? Okay, so explain to me why you think, if you think, but if you do think, why would you, that people should consider the trades as a career option?
Because it's a great career. I think trades is a great career because regardless of where we're going as a society, whatever, there's always a hot job. There's always like, okay, everybody wants to be a doctor, everybody wants to be, now social media, everyone wants to be an Instagram model.
Marketer, digital media marketer.
But the thing is that the trades have been around for forever, okay? So long as there are things that were being built anytime there is anything being built, there's always going to be trade work, which will continue on for as long as civilization is here.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we're human beings that have two hands and we can work, trades is always going to be around. And we need professionals to be able to do that and take pride in their work and continue to do it. But I think trades are awesome because you learn so much about, I won't even just say that particular trade, but just how systems work. Whether you're in electrical, plumbing, kitchen equipment, HVAC, refrigeration, you get to understand the components of how things work, and you kind of relate it and apply it to other things. Everything that we use on a daily basis has some trade built into it. Your car, where you work, the coffee machine, your refrigerator, your ice maker in your home, your TV.
The people who built this table and this room.
When your shower goes out.
Exactly.
When you take a shit on the toilet.
Yep.
That all of those things.
The things that you plug in your phone to get electricity.
So anything and everything that surrounds us is all built in by trade. So why wouldn't you? That's the better question. Why wouldn't you want to get into trade work?
Yeah.
Because it's a great career, and I think that it's a very viable option for anybody that's looking to make a career, wants to learn.